My name's Chris Moore, and I operate the KHK Kiteboarding Center. I do live here on the Outer Banks, which is a great place for kiteboarding. I got into kiteboarding by first being involved in kite sports. I was flying sport kites competitively and flying all around the world, actually flying these kites, and that led into kite traction, first on land. I was snow kiting before kiteboarding was invented on the water, and I was pulling myself with kites on various devices, the three-wheeled kite buggies. We actually used to take big pieces of cardboard and just ski across fields on these pieces of cardboard. I guess that's where my true addiction started for power kiting. In 1999, they invented the kite that could crash in the water and relaunch, and that's when I really got interested in doing this in the water and kiteboarding in the water. I relocated to the Outer Banks and pursued my kiteboarding 120% at that point. I was a pretty hardcore competitor. Like I used to compete. I won the national championship 2 different years as the Grand National Champion, and then I traveled to 18 different countries competing with stunt kites. So I got a chance to see the world through kiting, which I always thought that was my best gift that kiting gave me, was just the ability to travel the world without being able to afford to travel the world and meet people that shared the same passion as me, that didn't even share the same language, but they embraced me and really opened up my heart and my eyes, I think, to the good part of the human nature and what kiting can do for everybody. It's a beautiful thing. When I got started in kiteboarding, there was nobody to take lessons from, so I realized that there was a huge void there, that there was a level of professionalism and structure that needed to be established to teach people how to kiteboard. So I set out to do that, and I really put a lot of effort into formalizing a teaching technique that worked. And then born out of that, I started really enjoying teaching as much as I do kiteboarding. It's a chance for me to be able to relive my joy as a beginner through my students. Their success becomes my success again, and that energy comes full circle. And I love that about teaching. And I wanted to become the best instructor I could be, and then teach other people how to be the best instructor they could be. So that was the thrust of the PASA organization. PASA, the Professional Air Sports Association, has been around in air sports previous to kiteboarding, so it only made sense to tie in with the professional organization that had experience and develop the kiteboarding division for PASA. So PASA became the organization that added structure to kiteboarding. We did that by offering measurable skill levels. We certified kiteboarders, and we certified kiteboarding instructors. So now kiteboarders anywhere can seek out certified instructors and know there's a level of professionalism and training that went into getting them certified, so they're confident with their instructor, and then they in turn can be certified by that instructor. When people come to KHK Kites and they have a kiteboarding experience, I really want them to leave having the skills they need to go out independently and safely on their own. What I like to say is foster good judgment making skills. We want to teach them how to make decisions, not just have them listen to us talk. That's really key, but the other side of it is to capture the soul of kiteboarding. I want them to feel it, to taste it, to breathe it, to really be immersed in what kiteboarding is and can be, so that they leave burning with that passion that we all experience. That's probably the most important vibe for me to get across to them. KHK Kites is amazing. We have been teaching the world to fly since 1974. Just being in business for that long says something about our focus and commitment to customer service and continually delivering. Teaching people how to have fun requires us to maintain a fun attitude ourselves and to have fun ourselves, but also to really convey that fun to people in a professional manner. I like to say having fun is serious business, because that's really what we do. We take fun and we don't take the fun out of it, but we do it in a professional manner. KHK Kites has the world's largest hang gliding school. We teach about 10,000 people how to hang glide every year. So that's another air sport that you can do here. We also do kayaking and parasailing, and we have 16 different retail locations that just sell fun products. We don't sell anything you need to go through life, but you can make the journey a whole lot more fun with KHK Kites. And that's really what it's about. I liked the attitude and the mission of KHK Kites. So I chose to be involved with them for that reason. And I think the owner, John Harris, he's an amazing person with a vision and forethought of where this is all going before it actually got there, and to have that leadership behind us has been amazing as well. When I go out kiteboarding, there are a few things going on. For one, it can be what I want it to be for that mood. If I want it to be a relaxing, stress relieving time, then I'll go out with a slightly smaller kite and I'll sort of do my soul ride, you know, just digging the rail in, kicking up a big spray, leaning back, and casual ride, which can be very exhilarating and very relaxing. But then at the same time, I can make kiteboarding very extreme and push myself to the next level, like a living video game, trying to reach the next level. And then I want to rig with a higher kite, a bigger kite. I want to push myself to figuring out the next trick, how I'm gonna twist my body, how I'm gonna move the kite just right, how I'm gonna get higher. And all of that is part of the personality of me driving myself to be better. So I really appreciate that about kiteboarding. I think if you ever reach a plateau where you're not learning, it's because you've allowed that to happen. You never reach a point where there's not something else to learn.